Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is finally time to dive into Total War Warhammer 3. And I talked to a couple of my buddies who watch my videos, and they chose a certain faction. We're going to find out who that is, so let's go. I'm going to skip the intro, because I will assume everyone will have watched that. But we are going to go with the Ogre Kingdoms. Ogres are a race of large humanoids, tough, vicious, and always hungry. Semi-nomadic in nature, wandering ogre tribes can be found wrecking their way across the known world. Yet no matter how far away they may be, all ogres consider the scattered tribal kingdoms that dominate the slopes and river valleys of the mountains of Morn to be their rightful hard-earned homeland. They fight as thugs, bandits, and mercenaries, picking on the strong and the weak alike, battling mighty foes and powerful kingdoms thousands of leagues away. They do this for the alluring promise of gold, plunder, and, most importantly, meat. For their endless destruction and looting serves only to appease their gluttonous appetites and their ever-hungry god, the Great Maw. So here we have the three special ogre mechanics. We have camps, which we will get into, meat, which we will get into, and contracts we will get into. Just wanted to name those. There are. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt the man. There are two legendary lords for the ogres right now: Greasus, Goldtooth, as you see, and Scrag the Slaughter.
The butcher of butchers.
Now, Scrag's kind of a scary-looking fellow, but I do enjoy Greasus. If you are interested in playing Scrag, quick history about Scrag. So here, Scrag the Slaughter is the legendary prophet of the Great Maw, revered by many who see him as the living embodiment of their god. Dragging his massive meat pot behind him, Scrag seeks out the brutal thrill of battle, hacking and ripping at his enemies in glorious, blood-fueled dedication to the Great Maw. So, what happened with Scrag was he was a butcher in an ogre tribe. I forget the name of his tribe and the tyrant of his tribe. Forgive me for that, but I do know that his tyrant had a favorite Noblar, which are little goblins, basically. I mean, they're not goblins. They get mad if you call them goblins, but they follow around the ogres. They help the ogres out. They do a lot of the small menial tasks. Actually, all of the menial tasks that need to be done for the ogres, and in turn, the ogres protect the Noblars from most of the scary things on the mountains of Morn. Anyway, this guy accidentally cooked that tyrant's favorite Noblar, and the tyrant didn't really like that, so he chopped off his hands and ate them, and then took Scrag, strapped his maw pot to his back, literally chained it into his body, and said, "There you go," and sent him off into a cave where the Gorgers stay. Gorgers are a type of ogre they're basically runts, and of the ogres, they throw them in a pit, and if the ogre babies survive, they come out as Gorgers. They're very, very scary, and basically Scrag went in there, battled his way back out. He took his cooking utensils, bashed them into his stumps, and fought the Gorgers until the Gorgers were like, "Hey, we can follow this guy," and they did that. So, anyway, that is a quick history of Scrag the Slaughter, but we are going to be playing Greasus. Greasus is awesome. He is the over-tyrant of the ogre tribes, and let's just read his little history right here real quick. Over-tyrant Greasus Goldtooth is the fattest and most powerful ogre tyrant of all the ogre kingdoms. A master of bribery, the over-tyrant has always used his considerable wealth as a way to inspire greed and confusion amongst his enemies. Yet Greasus' rampant success has not diminished his greed for his all-consuming desire to conquer everything he sees. I just love Greasus. I love everything about him. Over-tyrant means he is technically the tyrant. That means the ruler, right? King, whatever you want to call him, of all of the ogre kingdoms. That's what the over-tyrant means. Now, obviously, There are still going to be some ogre tribes that don't agree with that, but Greasus normally puts them in their place pretty quickly. So let's see, his faction effects are diplomatic relations plus 20 with ogre kingdoms, income from trade plus 25%, unit mass plus 25%. That is huge. Mass plays a very large role in this game. You can push through units easier. You can knock over units easier. It's a nice trait. For his army, he gets 50% more income from raiding, 50 upkeep reduction, 50% upkeep reduction for iron guts, which are heavily armored ogre infantry, and then income plus 50 for sacking and looting settlements. We are going to be playing on very hard and normal battle difficulty. What we're going to do here, we're just going to start the campaign, get the story, we're going to call it this video there after that, and then after that, we will actually start a real video playing the campaign. But the first one, I just like to kind of give an introduction and small, tiny little bit of history for you to kind of chew on. So let's start the campaign. The Ogre Kingdoms sprawl across the mountains of Morn. They have taken the peaks from the now extinct Sky Titans. This mountainous realm is a place of rocks, bones, and great beasts to be eaten or tamed. Perhaps kingdoms is a misnomer, for there is no king but an over-tyrant who rules with an iron fist and demands tribute from the other tribes, in the form of meat and gold. He is Greasus Goldtooth. I travel far, for the mountains of Morn are beyond the dark lands in the east. This gives me time to ruminate on how to approach them, and convince the over-tyrant to invade the Chaos Realms. Avarice is the key, for there is no one greedier than Greasus.
The ogres feast to honor Greasus the Over-Tyrant. Their appetites are ferocious. I must be wary.
Time's up, wizard. No. Put him in the stew.
Wait! Untold power can be harnessed from a dying god.
Power? Ogres take what they want. What more power do we need? Boil the pot! Fresh meat!
Please wait! The god is up there! You can't devour it!
Quiet! A bear, you say?
Sounds tasty.
Shut up! A new meat. God flesh.
Enough for you, your warriors, and your god, the Great Maw.
I can smell it now. Roast god ribs.
A feast like no other.
You're no meat eater. What's in it for you?
My book reveals a path to his deathbed. I will show you the way for one drop of Ursun's divine blood.
One drop. But ogres get the rest.
That is the deal. Our goal is to claim Ursun. The ogres will eat their weight in god flesh and throw the leftovers into the Great Maw.
I'm getting hungry, Yumi. Best start spitting out advice, or I'm gonna use your bones as toothpicks.
At once, Horde Master. The bear's roar has made the tribes restless. Other tyrants eye your mighty girth and are envious. The Cross Club's tribe plan to take your crown. Remind them who is the Over-Tyrant. Destroy them and subjugate any other tribe that dares to withhold tribute. The Firemouth is a sacred site. Claiming it by force or bribery is a powerful act and shall give you a base to expand westwards. Further south is the dwarf stronghold of Karak Azom. It should be cracked open and its riches added to your own. For we will require immense wealth if you are to hire the best ogres to invade the Chaos Realms. You will be busy, mighty trade lord, But the reward for your efforts is the god meat of Ursun. Let the feast begin, for the great maw hungers.
Alright, and we will leave it here, and we will pick up right where we left off in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you all enjoy this campaign. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks. Have a good one.